don't mistake a lease for a deed of assignment. So don't mistake a lease agreement for a deed of assignment. This is Real Estate Matters with Prof. Realtor. And in today's episode, we'll be discussing about lease agreement. It's very important to understand these things. Okay, now a lease physically, this is a deed of assignment, but a lease can be prepared to look like this. Yes, the same color, same everything. A lease can be prepared to look like this. A document. Okay, so at times it could be confusing, and I want you to understand it so that you don't fall victim. Okay, there are people who have bought properties and they end up signing lease agreements. Yes, in their minds, the thought they are buying that property. Little did they know that they were actually entering into a lease agreement. Like there's one popular scenario many years back, Olu International Market, there in Imo State. People who actually paid for shops or shirts in that particular market, they were given a lease agreement. Yes, I didn't even know that was lease. I didn't understand what it was. Yes, it was a lease agreement for a specified number of years. Okay, so you have to be very careful when entering into any contract pertaining to real estate. Yes, you might think you're buying a property, you don't know that it's being leased to you. Now, how do you identify a lease? How do you identify it? The surest way to identify a lease agreement is to go through the content of that document. Okay, normally a lease will convey interest to the other person. Okay, you're going to convey interest to the other party. Now, the key point here is that particular interest will only last for a specified number of years. So what you have to find out is that there is specific number of years. It could be 4, 5, 6, 7, so there is a specific number of years. It could even get up to 50 years. At times it can even get up to 50 years. Yes, you can lease a property and the other person can possess the property for 50 years. There are different variants of lease agreements. Like I heard in Onitsha, there are people who come to Onitsha, they have the money to build, but don't have the land. So go into a lease agreement with the owners of the land and say, okay, I'm going to build shops here and I'm going to collect rent for 50 years. And after that 50 years, I give up the shop. I'm no longer the owner of the shop. You give it out. You're no longer a portion of the shop. Or after 50 years, the two parties can still agree to renew the lease agreement for another 50 years. So the fact that the person is possessing the property for 50 years doesn't mean that he's the owner of the property. He only has occupational power or possession power. He's only possessing it for 50 years and enjoying whatever interest that is in that particular property for the period of 50 years. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are actually signing a deed of assignment, but a deed of assignment transfers ownership, rights and title to the other person. Okay, but a lease does not. A lease gives you possession for a specified number of years, which can be renewed or which may not be renewed depending on the two parties involved. All right, so this is the surest way to find out specific number of years. Okay, and you don't have ownership. No ownership. You are not the owner. No ownership. No ownership. But you can take possession. You can take possession. Okay, you can take possession. You can use it but you don't own it. So don't go and sign a lease agreement thinking you are the owner of the property. No. Lease agreement does not give you ownership rights, does not give you title. It's very important to understand this so that you don't fall victim of real estate scam. Okay, read, understand the various items or clauses in a document before you append your signature. All right, so this is very, very important. A deed will give you ownership, deed of assignment, ownership, right, interest, everything. But a lease is for a specific number of years. It could be 3 years, could be 4 years, could be 5, could be 50 years. It's an agreement between you and that particular person. So I remember my humble self, Nemeka Ansam, the Prof Realtor. My mission is to help you make an informed real estate investment decision. Okay? Building a financial legacy, leveraging real estate investments. And you need to have the knowledge, the right knowledge, in order to invest wisely and profitably. Now, if you want to buy land anywhere in Nigeria, there's a number on the screen. Chat that number, and we're going to help you acquire genuine properties for whatever purpose you want, for land banking, flipping, building, renting, whatever you want to do. We will assist you do just that. Thank you, and God bless you.